This is your second stimulus check update and your stimulus package update as of Saturday, August 1st. A group of 50 politicians, they are saying that we are getting closer to a deal for the next stimulus package. The leaders of the Democrats, they are meeting this Saturday morning with the White House negotiating team in order to make progress on the next stimulus package. In COVID-19 news, cases are on the decline, which include the 7-day rolling average. However, fatalities, they are on the rise as expected since fatalities lag behind new cases. This is your Saturday news, and I hope your weekend is going well. The leaders of the Democrats are meeting with the White House negotiating team this Saturday morning. At attendance include Nancy Pelosi, leader of the Democrats in the House of Representatives, and Chuck Schumer, leader of the Democrats in the Senate. The White House negotiators include Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin and Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. The White House negotiators, they're acting as the bridge between the Republicans and the Democrats. A caucus of 50 politicians are predicting that a deal is close between the Republicans and Democrats for the next stimulus package. House Representative Tom Reed predicts that a deal will be reached within a matter of days. Reed says that he's confident a deal will be struck and said, obviously, we have to do a deal. Not doing anything is a disservice to the American people. This 50-member caucus predicts a deal will be reached for these three reasons. Reason number one, the Senate is scheduled to go back on vacation this Friday for 31 days. If the politicians cannot strike a deal by Friday, then the politicians risk having to stay and work longer in order to get the job done, which will eat into their vacation schedule. The politicians, they say that they want to preserve their August recess. In all fairness, some of the politicians have offered to work past August 7th in order to get the job done. However, the majority of the politicians are against the modification of the August recess schedule. They have said this openly. Reason number two to pass the stimulus package quickly, according to this caucus, schools need help reopening in August. Upon passage of the stimulus package, it would still take weeks for the funding to get to these schools. As you witnessed with your previous stimulus check, when the stimulus bill passed, it still took weeks or even months for you to receive that stimulus check. It would be the same thing for those schools that need the money to reopen to receive it. Reason number three, federal unemployment benefits ended along with eviction protections, which is going to make millions of Americans homeless overnight. Including the self-employed people receiving unemployment benefits, there are currently close to 30 million Americans on unemployment. The National Coalition for a Civil Right to Counsel, NCCRC, says that without a quick solution, there will be a staggering surge in homelessness, unlike anything we have seen. They say this situation is catastrophic and that U.S. renters owe $21.5 billion in back rent. They also say that this will cause a chain reaction because if renters cannot pay rent, then the landlords are at risk of foreclosure because without renters paying rent, then the landlords can't pay the mortgage. This also means that landlords cannot pay property taxes, which is what funds communities and schools. Research firm Apartment List released a study stating that 21% of renters did not pay July's rent. It is for these reasons Congressman Gottheimer said on Fox News, I think we're going to get this done this coming week. He said, given these realities, action will be required. I think both sides realize that there's no other choice. Congressman Reed said that politicians work very well under time pressure and says that it is amazing when the deadline comes. You have to just take a minute and realize how self-centered these politicians are. They said it's amazing when these deadlines come. But you have to ask, what deadline are they referring to? He's referring to the deadline when the politicians are scheduled to go on vacation, which is this coming Friday, because he's clearly not talking about the eviction protection deadline that already passed. He's clearly not talking about the expiration of unemployment benefits, which expired. That last benefit payment was last week. So he's clearly not talking about those deadlines. So this optimism from this group of politicians, it may be unjustified, and here's why. There are 100 senators. Of those 100 senators, 53 are Republican. Mitch McConnell, leader of the Senate and the Republicans, said that 15 to 20 Republican senators are against any stimulus package at all. McConnell said, this is his quote, "I think there are 15 to 20 of my guys that are not going to vote for anything." McConnell went on to say that the Republicans and Democrats are light years apart and that we are not close to a quick deal. When questioned why those 15 to Republican senators were against any further stimulus bill, McConnell said it was because they are concerned about the size of the growing national debt. Mitch McConnell said that he personally would like to see another stimulus package passed, however, that he is not compromising on the liability protection. But the Democrats, they made it clear that they will not compromise and let Mitch McConnell put those liability protections into the next stimulus package. Those are the liability protections for the employers, the schools, and the medical facilities. So there is a battle between the Republicans and the Democrats, and there's an internal battle even within the Republicans. All of this while the White House, which is President Trump, Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin, and Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, they're trying to negotiate between the two parties to get something passed quickly. The White House, their stance is that they want to get something passed quickly, even a temporary fix to solve the unemployment benefit problem and the eviction protection problem. In COVID-19 news, the new case count is fortunately plateauing, and the 7-day rolling average is on the decline. It's just a moderate decline, however, so we can't let our guard down. What I'm about to say, it's not intended to scare you, but this is what the CDC is saying, and it's grabbing the headlines. The CDC study for kids at Georgia's summer camp showed that 40% of the kids got infected with COVID-19. They're saying that we can expect the same results when kids go back to school. They're saying that this is a taste of things to come when schools reopen. The CDC says that COVID-19 spreads efficiently within the young population. That's the news for today. Please subscribe and I will keep you updated. I'll save you some time and I'll give you any advice when applicable. Thank you so much, and please have a nice rest of your weekend.